Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The mutual fund industry is at the heart of India's retail investor boom, and I'm delighted to welcome you all to the 5th edition of the Moneycontrol Mutual Fund, the Moneycontrol Mutual Fund Summit, and the first one here in Bengaluru. Now, at a time when India has become the world's 4th largest economy, this year's summit theme of mutual funds unbound, purpose, products, and the power of technology seeks to unlock solutions in an era of AI and tech-enabled transformation, looking for answers on how to scale up the industry from its current size of about 75.61 trillion rupees of assets under management to its next big milestone and its next phase of growth. As the first choice for wealth creation for millions of investors, mutual funds occupy an exalted space in India's financial landscape. With India now looking to reach its goal of Viksit Bharat by 2047, the mutual fund industry's role, therefore, is absolutely critical for wealth creation, for financial democratization, and for investor consciousness. The numbers show how quickly Bharat's mutual fund industry has transformed India's personal finance story, turning us into a global mutual fund powerhouse. With over 77 lakh crore rupees of average assets under management today, compared to 11.87 lakh crore in 2015, the mutual fund industry has grown at a CAGR of over 20% in the last 10 years, about 24% in the last 5. So for comparison, the US mutual fund market grew by just about 8% in the last 10 years, although it's of course a much bigger market. We had a record of 29,361 crores worth of SIPs coming in last month in September 2025. And we now have over 9.2 crore SIP accounts and about 5.7 crore investors. That's about 19% more than last year. Also, the geography of India's investing is now changing drastically, as all of you know, with just about 1/5 of assets under management now coming from B30 cities. Going beyond the traditional centers, we are seeing huge growth of SIPs from states like Haryana, states like Uttar Pradesh and Odisha. When we look at India's cities outside of the top 5, 86 out of 104 cities have been growing faster than the national average. These are cities like Patna, Bilaspur, Gwalior, Thrissur, Ajmer. These are among the most, the ones which are growing the fastest. Now, these numbers are a resounding vote of confidence in the mutual fund industry, but they're also not just a validation of the mutual fund story, they're also a blessing. They mean that we now have a deepening pool of household savings that can power capital formation, support private enterprise, and fuel India's investment-driven growth. But also, there are big challenges to reflect on, and I hope some of those challenges will be reflected upon here in this forum. For example, the investor base may have hugely expanded, but only about 6 to 7% of Indians currently invest in mutual funds, compared to, say, about 50% of Americans. As a new generation of Indians becomes first-time investors and the industry scales up, there are some very important issues to reflect on. How do we build more trust in the system? How do you use technology to increase accessibility without compromising on transparency? How do we increase investor literacy so that every Indian understands the value of compounding, of risk, and of patience? Our panels today explore all of these themes and much more. And as we deliberate a blueprint for mutual funds growth in the time of AI and uncertainty, in the room today we have some of the industry's best minds, our leading fund managers, investors, distributors, and policymakers to deliberate on what next and how to unlock the next phase of investor growth for Bharat. From quant-based investment models to AI-based advisory, there is now an all-new opportunity to power the mutual fund industry forward. But we need to do so responsibly, because this is about our nation's saving pool and what will power our economic growth in the coming years. Tracking mutual funds and their trajectory, of course, is central to what we do at Moneycontrol, which is India's leading business and markets news platform. With over 100 million unique monthly visitors in 2024 and over 1 million paying subscribers, we strive to provide information that can help our readers make better investment decisions. This is why we are proud to have created this premier platform for key stakeholders in the mutual fund industry to come together and to shape the industry's agenda for the future, to deliberate on key issues, and to spark off meaningful conversations, new connections, novel solutions, and long-term engagements that matter for Bharat. Thank you.